Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's episode is a get ready with me where I'm going to be using some of my brand new Chanel eyeshadows for the first time. So it's kind of like a first impressions also, but I purchased them a couple days ago and I just haven't been able to play around with them and give you sort of a full review. So I thought, why don't I just do this? Why don't I just turn on the camera and show you how I like them. So Chanel came out with brand new shadow formulas. One is their Longwear Cream Eyeshadow, and the other is their Longwear Powder Eyeshadow, which comes in like a little compact. So I purchased 3 of the powder shadows and 1 of the cream shadows. So in addition to the eyeshadows, I also purchased the Blush Duo Tweed Effect, and I got it in the color Tweed Coraline. There's 2 colors. The Tweed Coraline is more peach, and then the other one I believe is called like Cherry Blossom, and it's a little bit more cooler and pinkier, which they did not have in stock. So I thought I would go ahead and use these things on camera with you for the first time, and I ended up with this look. And I also am going to use, I don't know if it's a new highlighter, I don't know if that's how they're marketing it. Anyway, it's a highlighter that I actually purchased off of the Chanel site a couple months ago at this point. I've only used it once. I do like it, but I've only gotten a chance to use it once. There's a lot of highlighters in my life. Anyway, I saw that they're kind of, I don't know, like remarketing it and maybe distributing it in a wider sense, and so it popped up at Nordstrom. It's marketed as new, so I thought I would whip that out and also show that to you. And that is the illuminating powder, the Plissé Lumière de Chanel. I thought I would go ahead and use this also along with all of the other Chanel products and a few other things, like the Bareminerals Invisible Bronzer, which I hauled in my last haul video, and a lot of you were really interested in it. So I use that as well, both shades actually, the medium and the tan. So anyway, if you're interested in watching me sort of get ready and achieve this look using a bunch of the new Chanel stuff, then just keep on watching. Alright, so I'm going to start with the Tom Ford Radiant Moisture Souffle. I don't know what's going on with my voice today, I'm sorry. I'm not sick or anything, but it was really windy here last night and it's incredibly dusty in the air today. So I get the feeling that I'm sort of reacting to that because I'm not really used to the dust out here in the desert yet. It is, I mean, when they say it's dusty here, no joke. So here's the Radiant Moisture Souffle. It is a really thick cream and it has a bit of luminescence to it. In the cream you can't even really see it, but once you sort of spread it around, I don't know if you can see it, there's a bit of like goldness to it. It is absolutely stunning. So I cleaned and put serum and oil on my face, but I did not moisturize. So this is basically kind of like my moisturizer slash primer for the day. I'm also going to be using the Glossier Invisible Shield SPF 35. It's SPF 35. I'm just going to put that all over my face as well. And I'm still suffering from this gigantic zit here, so I'm actually going to use a little color correction. I'm going to use this green YSL color correcting pen, and that should eradicate the redness here. And while I'm at it, I'm just going to put it around my nose also, where I have a little bit of redness. I feel like the color correcting trend has really died down, but it does, I mean, it does work. It does help. Alright, and now I'm going to go in with my Tom Ford Traceless Perfecting Foundation in the color 2 Ivory. I'm going to take my Hourglass brush to blend that in. I've really had one heck of a week and a half. This past week and a half, it's been rough. So I usually, I mean, I think like most freelancers, you kind of work every day, but I am determined to not work either Saturday or Sunday, one of these days. Alright, foundation is on. I hate this blemish. So let me go in with concealer. I'm using my By Terry terribly denseless concealer in number 2, Vanilla Beige. I was just watching Lisa Eldridge's latest video on how to like kind of firm and freshen up your complexion. I think she addresses mainly, I didn't get to finish watching it, but mainly kind of puffiness in the eyes. She is so brilliant. You guys have to watch it. She has like all these different ice cubes of like cucumber water, rose water, lemon, green tea ice cubes, all these like different ways of sort of calming any sort of inflammation or puffiness that you may have, especially around the eyes. It's so cool. I'm gonna have to make up some like cucumber ice cubes, because when I wake up I'm so puffy under here. All right, I'm gonna go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder in color number 1. I have hit pan, and of course my first instinct is to go run out and buy some more, but I have a few other powders that I kind of want to work through, so I'm like resisting the urge to run out and buy a replacement, even though this is basically the one that I use every day. But I feel like if I buy a replacement, I will never get to those other powders, you know? First world problems. So this is a Morphe M403, and I'm just gonna lightly dust the powder all over. Let me throw on my eyebrows. I'm using my absolute favorite, the Tom Ford Fiber Brow Gel, and I use the color Espresso. It's like eyebrows in a tube. My naturally fluffy eyebrows are in effect. All right, so let me go in with bronzer. So I'm gonna be using the Bareminerals Invisible Bronze. I hauled this in my last haul video, and many of you were very, very interested in my thoughts on this. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna go in with medium first. This is the one that's a little bit warmer. The tan color is, it's maybe a touch deeper, but it is definitely cooler. This one is the tan, which you can see. So I'm gonna use the medium today. I'm gonna go in with like a big fluffy brush. Can tell you guys now that I do love this bronzer. I think it is such a beautiful, warm, natural, sort of bronzy color. It really warms up the skin nicely. I really love it. I'm going to show you also the tan. I'm just going to use that in more like contoury areas, kind of emphasize those. So I'm going to use that kind of by my temples here, because I think this is a great contour, since it's a cooler sort of shade, over my cheekbones here. If you guys are my coloring, the medium and the tan in this Bareminerals bronzer is awesome. I think it works great. I think even if you're kind of between tones, if you get both, you can kind of get like a nice mixture between the warmth and the coolness of the tan, the warmth of the medium and the coolness of the tan. All right, so on to the Chanel stuff. So let's start with the Blush Duo Tweed Effect in Tweed Core line. And it comes, of course, in the Chanel velvet pouch. Here's the compact, typical. It's like the same size as like their eyeshadow quad or their blushes. Oh my god, this is so pretty. But here is blush. Isn't that stunning? And I hope you guys can see the tweed effect on there. It really looks like Chanel tweed. It's amazing. It has like little glimmers of gold in there, and I don't know if that's overspray, so I guess we will find out. I'm gonna use a smaller fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna go right in. Oh, it looks very pigmented. I'm gonna be careful. Wow, that is pigmented. I literally just dipped my brush in there a couple times. And there's just a little bit of sheen. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's like little glitter particles, barely see them, and then there's like a nice sort of satiny sheen to the blush. It's very pretty. All right. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy with this blush. It's so summery. Okay, so on to highlighter. So this highlighter, the Plissé Lumière de Chanel, I actually purchased off of the Chanel site a while ago, and I actually have not used it more than once at this point. So I thought, you know what, this is sort of like new to me, and I would just throw it in this video. So here is that highlighter. Isn't that amazing? Absolutely amazing. And I love this highlighter because I purchased their other one that had the the camellia flower embossed on it, and that one was very glittery, and I am not really actually a fan of it. This one is not that glittery. This one is definitely more of like a wet satiny look. Oh my god, it's stunning. All right, so I'm taking the Anastasia highlighter brush. I'm just gonna brush it right over my cheek. Oh boy. That's a highlight. That is a highlight. Wow. That is beautiful. If you can get your hands on this highlighter, I definitely recommend. It is stunning, and it's such a beautiful shade. It's not too warm, it's not too cool. It is actually very neutral, but the reflective qualities of it are kapow. And now let's move on to the brand new eyeshadows. These are brand new reformulated eyeshadows. They came out with two versions. One is like a cream and one is a powder. So I only purchased one of the cream. Oh cute, it comes with like a little brush, which I appreciate the effort, but I'm probably not going to use it. But it's actually a decent looking brush, maybe great for travel, but I'll just put that aside. And I got the color, so this is a cream shadow. I got the color Undertone, and comes in the Chanel kind of jar. This is what Undertone looks like. Really beautiful taupe color. And a lot of the colors, I really suggest going in store and looking at the colors. I like Chanel. I like their beauty line. I generally like most of their products, but their eyeshadows to me are, especially the quads, can be very, very glittery, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I mean, I really have to be in the mood for that. And the same thing for these. When I went in store, a lot of them were a lot more glittery than I thought. So this was one of the few, but most of the other ones were glittery. So I would check it out. Some were more glittery than others, but I will leave that up to you to decide what works for you. And I'm gonna put this all over my lid, and I'm just trying to, I'm like trying to find the right brush for this, or if I should just use my finger. So I'm just gonna use like a flat synthetic brush. I'm just looking at the box now. It is a long wear cream eyeshadow. It doesn't say if it's waterproof or not, but it is long wear. And I am prone to milia, so I am interested to see how my eyelids will react to this. So I'm just gonna dip my brush in. Ooh, this has a beautiful finish. This has like a satiny finish to it. And as far as I understand it, the cream shadows are supposed to be paired with the powder shadows. So you're supposed to put a cream shadow down and then add the powder shadow on top. It's supposed to help with wear and longevity, etc., etc. So I thought this was a really good base color. Oh, it's so light. This has a beautiful texture. It doesn't feel like cream shadow. That feels like it's leaving like this layer on your eye, and every time you blink you can kind of feel it. This is incredibly light. There was like a really warm reddish color that I saw that I was really interested in, but that one was also kind of glittery, so I passed on that one. So if you are my skin tone, you can see that this is pretty much the same as my skin tone here. It's maybe just a little bit warmer, and it's just leaving a nice sort of satiny sheen to my lids. I don't know if that's coming across on camera, but it's really lovely, and it's such a nice neutral base. It's also a great sort of one swipe shadow if you just want to throw something on and then like maybe some liner, mascara, some lashes. I think that would work really well. So God, that feels great. A lot of cream shadows, like I said, they're either too light, so they just feel kind of wet, and then some are a little bit too long wear, and then they cause problems, at least for me. I have a feeling that this is not going to give me milia issues, but I will definitely report back on that. So I purchased 3 of the powder eyeshadows. Here is Sable. Comes in the velvet pouch as well. It has the gold CC emblem at the top. And here is Sable. I will swatch this for you, but I get the feeling you won't see it. Yeah, you can't see it. You can't see it, but that is Sable. And then next I have Vison. I should really get out my Google Translator again, but again, Velvet Pouch, Gold CC, and this one is like a darker matte chocolatey brown color. Very smooth. Can't wait to try that. My doorbell just rang. Hang on one second. Yay, that was my UPS man. He actually delivered an Ulta box, which I will save for a haul video, but I took advantage of that 20% off coupon. Okay, where were we? So we did Vison, and then the next is Bronze Antique. I'm out of breath from the stairs. That's really pathetic. Here is, ooh, this is pretty. Here is Bronze Antique. This is a nice sort of shimmery shade. So anyway, I thought the three of those would go together, not like you can see Sable, the first one. But I'll put them all on my eyes for you now. So, okay, so I put the cream shadow down. I'm gonna go in with Sable, which is that very pale color. I'm gonna brush that all over. I'm gonna brush that all over the lid. If I can get my act together. All right, I'm gonna take a clean, fluffy brush and go in. There's a bit of powder kick up. Brush that all over. Definitely paler than the cream shadow, so it's an interesting pairing. I like the way the cream shadow is acting as like an eyeshadow base. It's actually very, very nice. I feel like the color is going on really smoothly. Very nice. Okay, next I'm going to use Vison, which is that darker brown color. I'm going to use another blending brush, a little bit smaller, and I'm going to apply that to like the outer corner of my eye. Oh my god, can you guys hear that? They've been landscaping around my unit all morning and I thought they were done, so then I started filming and now they're back. I'm sorry. So I'm just deepening that outer corner and I love this shadow. It's blending beautifully. Love it. I think they're stepping up their game with this new formula. I think it's working out better than any of the other shadows I've used from them. You know what I think I like the most about this shadow is that it's not like overly pigmented, and so you can just sort of take your time and build it up. You don't have this like splotch of color that you're sitting there blending out and like praying that it does blend out. It just goes on. It's like this light wash of color. It's buildable. I have to say, I'm super impressed. I may have to go out and get more of these colors. All right, and then I'm gonna try this last one that I have, this Bronze Antique, and I'm gonna put that in the center of my lids. I'm gonna use a flat shader brush. You guys see that? It's so pretty. Oh my god, I'm in love. I love this entire combination of this cream shadow like base and then these three powders. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh my god, I love these. Yes. Yes, I'm definitely going to run out and get more of these powder shadows, and then, I don't know, maybe take another look at these cream shadows. All right, so let me go off camera and put on some lashes, and I will be right back. All right, I put my lashes on, and now I'm just going to finish up with some lipstick. I'm going to use the Hourglass Futurist. This is one of their lip stylos, and I'm going to put that all over. Such a pretty nude that sort of leans pink. And then I'm just going to top it off with some Glossier lip gloss, which I love. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed that Get Ready With Me. I am obsessed with these Chanel powder shadows and also the cream shadow, at least with the one that I purchased. Love, love, love them. Can't recommend them enough. I will definitely get back to you because I am just using them for the first time, but they blended out beautifully. And I think if you weren't a fan of any of the Chanel shadows previously, I think you may really, really like these. I would say give them a shot. Maybe start with one. So anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe below. I would love that. And I will see you in my next video.